I am about to tell you a secret that I will regret for the rest of my life. I killed my stepmother. Not with a weapon, but with my silence and my hatred. I thought I was protecting my father's legacy, but a hidden iron box proved me wrong. I was only 7 years old when the world I knew went up in flames. I can still smell the thick smoke and feel the terrifying heat of that night. In my mind, I had a very clear and heroic memory. I was trapped in my bedroom, screaming for help, when my mother, Sarah, ran through the fire to save me. A few days later, my father, Thomas, sat me down. His eyes were red from crying. He told me that Sarah had gone to heaven. He said she died a hero because she was protecting her only son. From that moment on, I worshipped her. Sarah was my angel, the woman who gave her life for mine. But only 1 year later, that peace was shattered. My father married Elena, our quiet neighbor. I was furious. How could he replace my hero mother so quickly? To my young eyes, Elena was nothing but a gold digger. I believed she only married my father for his money and our beautiful house. I promised myself that I would never call her mother. I decided to make her life very difficult. In my heart, she was just an intruder. I looked at her every day with eyes full of hatred, waiting for the day I could finally make her leave forever. Elena was a strange and mysterious woman. Even in the middle of a very hot summer, she always wore thick, black leather gloves. She never took them off, not even while she was cooking or cleaning the house. I used to mock her for it. I called her the witch with gloves. I told my friends that she was hiding something ugly. One afternoon, when I was 15, my anger finally boiled over. As Elena was setting the table for dinner, I grabbed her arm and tried to rip the gloves off her hands. "Show me what you are hiding," I screamed at her. Elena didn't fight back. She simply froze, her eyes filling with tears. She pulled her hand away and ran to her room, sobbing quietly. My father saw everything. For the first time in my life, he slapped me across the face. He didn't explain why. He just looked at me with deep sadness and anger. He never told me her secret, and his silence only made me hate her even more. Years passed, and hating her became a habit. When my father passed away last year, I finally had the power I wanted. The very day after the funeral, I told Elena to pack her bags. "You have lived in this mansion long enough," I told her coldly. "Go back to where you belong." I sent her to live in a small, broken-down shack on the edge of town, a place with a leaking roof and cold walls. I even blocked her phone number so she could never call me again. After she left, my life suddenly got much better. My business was failing and I was almost bankrupt, but then a miracle happened. A mysterious person gave me a huge loan without any names attached. I didn't ask questions. I just thought I was finally lucky. I believed I was being rewarded for finally throwing out my stepmother. I was enjoying my success, while Elena was suffering alone in the dark. But today, the walls of the massive lie I had lived in finally came crashing down. My hands were shaking so violently that I almost dropped the iron box. The lock was old and rusty, but after a few tries, it snapped open with a loud, cold sound. I expected to find stolen jewelry or perhaps a hidden stack of money, things that would prove Elena was the gold digger I always thought she was. But instead, I found a pile of old yellowed papers. At the top was a police statement from the night of the fire 20 years ago. As I began to read the official report, the air in the room felt thin. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My hero mother, Sarah, had not died while trying to save me. The investigation report stated a horrifying truth. Sarah had started the fire herself. She wanted the insurance money to run away from our family. She wasn't running into my burning bedroom to rescue her son. She was running to the office safe to steal my father's jewelry and cash. She had a lover waiting for her outside. She left me alone, trapped in the flames, and disappeared into the night. Then my eyes blurred as I saw Elena's name on the witness list. Elena, the woman I had called a witch and an intruder, was our neighbor back then. She had seen the smoke from across the street. While Sarah was running away with the money, Elena didn't wait for the fire department. She didn't wait for my father to come home. She climbed through the window into my bedroom, which was already an oven of fire. The police report described in terrifying detail how she used her bare hands to lift heavy, burning wooden beams off my small, unconscious body. The doctors wrote that her hands were burned so severely they looked like black charcoal. That was the secret. That was the reason for the black leather gloves she wore every single day, even in the hottest summer. She wasn't a princess hiding from the world. She was a survivor hiding the permanent scars she received while saving my life from the fire my own mother had started. I found letters from Sarah too. My father had been paying her to stay away for years, just to protect my heart from the truth of her betrayal. At the very bottom of the box, underneath the police reports, I found a stack of bank receipts and medical documents. I realized that after my father died, Elena had completely stopped paying for her own medical treatments. She had been suffering from chronic lung complications, a slow, painful result of the thick, toxic smoke she had inhaled 20 years ago to pull me out of that fire. Instead of using the money my father left her to save her own life, she had secretly and anonymously transferred every single penny into my business account. That lucky loan that saved my business wasn't luck at all. It was Elena's life savings. She chose to die in that cold, broken shack, suffering in total silence just to make sure I had a future. I found a small handwritten note clipped to her last bank statement. It was for the nurse at the charity hospital. It said, "Please, whatever happens, don't tell Silas the truth. Let him keep believing his mother was a hero. I have lived my life as the villain in his eyes, and I don't mind dying that way as long as he is happy and successful. I am sitting here now on the cold floor of this empty, expensive mansion. I am holding those old burnt leather gloves against my chest, and I am crying like the 7-year-old boy she saved. The silence in this house is now unbearable. I realized too late that I had treated a guardian angel like a monster, and I had worshipped a ghost who had abandoned me for money. I let the only person who truly loved me die alone, hungry and cold, thinking that I hated her until her very last breath. My friends, please listen to me. Silence is sometimes the loudest and purest form of love you will ever experience. Please do not judge a person by the gloves they wear or the silence they keep. You never know what deep, painful scars they are hiding just to keep you safe and happy. Thank you for listening to this story on English Tide. If this message touched your heart today, please subscribe and share it with someone you care about. Don't wait until it's too late to say, thank you, or, I'm sorry. Until next time, keep practicing your English and, above all, stay kind to one another.